an API, an application program interface between Zoom and YouTube. So we set that up so we can connect to YouTube, and I know that I'm on live. And if you want to see, and it says the content of this meeting is being sent to a third party. By staying in this meeting, you consent sharing your information using audio and video. Users with access can watch or share content with others. So what's new here, those of you that are thinking about entrepreneurship, we could then have a number of people watch us and make comments as well. We could even do like a branding aspect of it. So I'm recording there. I also want to record on a program called Loom, Loom, and that's another product. You can write that down. Loom is another product where I can record to their server. So I'm going to, in this case, start recording there, and I get a rundown. So I have a number of feedbacks there. And then I also will look for another part where I'll have you hear that little click. I'm recording on Loom, and then I'm also recording on another program where I call screencasting, where I'll record on my own computer. Why? Because if I don't have internet access, if I have issues there, I will be recording. Okay, so I have all those sections done. So we're ready to begin. So let me do this. I know that I have all my process here, and we'll see. So we're going to be using Blackboard as my learning management system that it's been stated that it's going to be default by the university. So I'm going to share my screen. And you can see, everybody see my screen? So in this case, you can see what is this then. See in this case, Daniel, that what are we watching here is YouTube Live. So I'm on YouTube Live at the same time, and you can see yourself right there at it. And you'll see what? That there's a delay, because not only are we going through the internet Wi-Fi, we're going through Zoom, and Zoom now is connecting to YouTube. So in real time, if we're doing something, somebody seeing us in YouTube will see us delayed. So sometimes we have to be aware of it when we're doing applications for delay. Okay, so those of you needed to know here, you can even have your parents maybe join you, or maybe you don't want them to join you. It's up to you. Okay, so let's go through the course and see what we have. And then I'll end a little bit early too, hopefully today, that you can make it through. So if you see here that I'm also recording in Loom as well, you can see my recordings here. So we have, in this case, the Zoom meetings everybody's gotten on. Let's go to the course syllabus and see in terms of the course syllabus what you have. You have a couple of things that we need to do where we have, let's start with the course syllabus, and then we'll go into Wiley Plus. So if I download then the course syllabus and open it up, you should see it as well. And hopefully it's processing and we'll be able to see it. Okay, so I'll close this right now, and you can see here the course syllabus, and I said tentative, subject to change. Certain things are tentative based on how the class is doing, what pace we're doing. Sometimes I'm looking at new technology, especially this semester. I'm going to be looking at a lot of AI, generative AI products, and we'll try it out. And last semester we had the CEO of one of the companies come, and we'll see what it is. So you can see I'm Dr. Sarah Rushanik. Also, what you can tell, I usually go by Dr. Rush. It's just easier. Everything is basically remote here for my sections here. My office hours, of course, are going to be remote as well. They'll be after this class, and then they'll also be from 7:50 to 8:50 or by appointment. So you can reach out to me. Dylan also is available if you need his help. One of the things I urge everybody, and I emphasize that to Dylan, is I don't want students to take advantage of my teaching assistants, and I want them to be treated with respect. And, you know, if a project is due or an assignment is due, Dylan is not there to help you, 10 minutes before it's due. So please bear in mind.
I made an announcement on Blackboard. I put my phone number and email on there. So
Okay,
that's
what part? We'll see it once we do it.
Perfect.
In Blackboard. Where did you put it, Dylan?
On the announcement section.
Perfect. That's excellent. And then tell them what is the best way to get in touch with you,
I would say texting is easiest.
Okay, so you
But
put
you
your
can
number
email me
there. So
too.
texting,
Yeah.
you want them to put something in so you know which section they are or something?
Yeah, give me your name and like what hour you have it, like the
Yeah, what
very.
hour you have it is either the 3:30. I'm doing the first time I agreed to do 3 sections of this back to back. We'll see how it goes. So we're doing that. Now, one of the things that you'll see here is we're using Wiley as the textbook here. The best way to do it is getting it as ebook, but we're doing something called Wiley Plus. So in this case, when you're looking at this, the Wiley Plus will go over this. This is the link to Wiley Plus. I'll go into that in more detail. I'll give you everything. This is an overview. We're basically looking at how you can use computer technology, and especially emphasizing business, and how we can be more efficient, how we can be more productive, how we can get closer to our customers, how we can basically ease in and have the computer do more for us. So we'll be talking about hardware, software applications. We'll be talking about databases, information security. Everybody's now concerned about computer security. Of course, we'll talk about ways in which we can get the cloud, mobile platforms, web platforms. Some of you are in data analytics. We'll be talking about data analytics, business intelligence. Our focus we'll be adding is artificial intelligence and big data. We'll be doing group project participation. We'll be doing generative AI training. And here's the Blackboard site. These are course policies. My policy is, they talk about, of course, you're required to bring your laptops. Of course, I'm going to be recording, so you can record, but everything's being recorded so you can see it. One of the things that you must complete any missed assignments, and we'll be taking attendance. I would like you to come, basically, since we have issues, if you can get on at least 5 minutes earlier online. There's a grade band policy for BTE210. This is important too, to note. We'll do peer review for some project work. And what I find consistently is some groups really work together, but sometimes we have some slackers there, and, you know, just at the very end, they come around and say, what are we doing? So these people do not deserve to get the same grade as hardworking students. So you can read through that. Exam policies. Let me tell you about the exam policy is our exams, and put a note there for everyone. Our exams are in person. Our exams are going to be in the business school, in the computer labs. We will meet physically for exams, and we'll talk about that. Class participation is going to be critical. I'll call on people. If you have issues, please announce it. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult in online and to keep focus. Of course, I expect everybody to have respect for one another. What other things? Oh, disabilities. Another point that I have for you is anyone that has any accommodation that needs to be done for exams, please send me that accommodation. And this is my point. All of my students take the exam in person. If you need additional time, you will get additional time. The advantage is why I like to do it in person at the scheduled time is that way you have me as well if there's any questions. So I do not do accommodations in other places on campus, but rather you spend the time with me in exams, but you will get adequate time. Class recording, I'm recording all the classes. You can see those. Technology tools, these are some of them, of course. We'll also be doing automated, I have a lot of finance majors. We'll be doing some fintech, automated trading systems we'll be doing as well. And we'll be looking at algorithmic trading, algo trading, kind of interesting to do. The grading. Even though I'm not as concerned about this, I know that every student here is concerned about it, and every student wants to get the best grade possible. So this is how it works, folks. We have 2 exams. Those exams are in person, and they're 20% of each one is 20%. My exams are divided up in 2 parts. One is from the readings of the book and our multiple choice. The other part is open-ended questions. I do a review of the open-ended questions, but I require open-ended questions as well. There's 2. They're group projects that will be 25% of your grade, and there'll be assignments 25% of your grade. And along with it, I have quizzes, participation and attendance, and that's 10% of the grade. So you can think about it in that case. All right. This is the course assignment. And again, I have tentative to subject to change. And you can see here that we'll go through some of there where it says readings. These are readings from the book, of the Wiley book. We'll be doing some team exercises already. We'll start next week with some team exercises. We'll go do breakout sessions and we'll do the team exercises. Week 2, you can see we'll be doing hardware and collaboration tools. We'll do software. Week 4, we'll do data management. We'll look at big data analytics. Week 5, we'll do some information security, cybersecurity. Week 6, we will do then some fintech solutions. We may even expand it more, blockchain, cryptocurrencies. And then put this as a note. On 3/6, we will have an exam. It will be in person. If you cannot make that date, then I suggest that you also go to another section. You must be going. It'll be in the computer lab in the School of Business in room 204. So we'll have the exam. I like to have the exam before spring break. Who wants to go to spring break and worry about coming back for an exam? I don't, either do you. So then there's spring break. I can't believe it. We'll be talking about cloud computing. We'll be looking at artificial intelligence, deep learning. We'll be doing some more automated trading systems, some predictive modeling. We'll look at web development. We'll look at search engine, web development, business analytics, automated trading systems, applications, generative AI. Week on 4/17, April 17th, we'll have exam 2. It will be in person on campus. So you can note, those of you that have decide to do vacations before, after, or whatever, parents buy tickets or whatever that you have here, you know that you've been noted in advance. 4/17 is exam in person. We'll do project management on week 14. On 4/29, we'll do group presentations. We'll do that online. And then for finals week, we'll use finals week to wrap up and basically submit all your final projects. On the group presentation, I give you feedback, so you have basically some time to make corrections. Okay, so that is the course syllabus. Any questions somebody has? Anything in the chat that I need to know, Daniel?
Nothing there.
Nothing there, so everybody understands that part. Okay, so let's talk about then what you need to do for next week. So let me go through what you have. So you have then the syllabus, everybody got that? In the next time, probably the best idea is always, and maybe you want Dylan to put that in also, add that to the announcement, is that students should always check with what's due section, right? On the tab of what's due, you can see what's due, because people are saying, what's due? I missed it. I came in late. I came in early. I came in and I didn't pay attention. I went to sleep, whatever. So you can go to the what's due section, and you see in the what's due section what's due for the next period of time. So one of the things that we need to do is you need to make a Wiley Plus account through the Wiley Plus tab. They give you an opportunity to start it for 14 days. So those of you that aren't sure, hey, do I even want to take this class with this person, and I may not get into the wait list of another section, you may just want to start with a free trial. So if you start with a free trial, you say, after 2 weeks, I figured this is not the course for me, and you can go ahead. So what you need to do is, for next week, you need to do the Wiley Plus adaptive assignment, which is found in Wiley Plus in Chapter 1. You'll need to do the quiz 1 found under assignments. I'll talk about in a moment. You'll need to update the Miami Zoom account, and you'll need to subscribe to the New York Times and Wall Street Journal for next week. So what I can do here, we got to the what's new. You can here go to web links. On my web links, I give you a number of web links. Here's another one of your web links part that if I wanted, I can open up this in a new tab. And you can see here, this is what I want you to get here, is you need to get Wiley Plus. That's my key here, Wiley Plus here. I don't care if you, in my idea, you'll see I am frugal in the most unusual ways. And I like, especially for books, I like to pay the least amount that you can get. So the main thing is you want to get Wiley Plus. This way, you can view your school pricing. I don't know in the school pricing, I'm not involved with that, but sometimes it's just easier for you to do it online. So this is the book of Introduction to Information Systems. We have that available to us. And that's the key. Here's a video on how to access Wiley Plus in the Blackboard. Here is the New York Times and Wall Street subscription. So you can see here, Adam, did you know that you could get the New York Times and Wall Street? Do you ever read those two publications? You can be honest, you know? Do you ever read those, Adam?
I have not.
Okay, so you'll read them this time and I'll show you what to do. You can see here that I want everyone for next week to subscribe to the New York Times and Wall Street. A lot of times that costs a few bucks. I say you pay enough for being in this university. Why pay more? So why not take advantage of what does the university have for me that I'm paying so much and I'm being a member of this fine institution? They should allow me to have some things. So just so you know here, if you click that link, Adam, you can have a number of publications. You can subscribe to a number of them. According to The Economist, Financial Times is pretty good too. And then you get the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal. You get these with your Kane ID. I'd like all of you to get these two publications, because one of the things that I want to do is, even though we're using a textbook, what do you think that textbook maybe was, even if it was written 6 months ago, Adam, do you think it's going to be current in terms of tech? No way. It's
No, not at all.
AI is just changing. Whatever happens, from last semester to this semester, it's even changing as well. So when you go to the New York Times, let me just even show you, for example, if I go to the New York Times, let's see if we can see something. You can go as well here. You can see all the things happening in the world. Sometimes it's more depressing than I like. But if I go to the business section, right, I want to always go to tech. That's where I want you to go, Adam, is business tech, and just get a feel for what's happening in the New York Times, what they're telling me about tech. And notice here, it's pretty interesting here that what happens here. The first thing, AI's latest challenge, the Math Olympics, right? One of the things they used to say about generative AI is it wasn't that great in math. Well, watch out, nerdy high schoolers, right? Alpha geometry is coming to your mathematical lunch. YouTube now, everybody knows, is cutting. Musk then demands bigger stake in Tesla as price for AI, right? That you can see here. You can see about personal technology. In this case, if you think about it now, cars now are basically AI, right? A number of autonomous cars that you can think about, how group chats rule the world. We were just talking about that, Dylan, right? In terms of how basically people want to speak about in terms of group chatting. We'll think about that in our class. And you can think about, this is interesting. I find this interesting, Nathan, is it says here, Microsoft tops Apple to become the most valuable public company. Why do you think that happens, Nathan?
I mean, they just got a bull rush. They just beat
But why?
Previous all-time highs.
What's the impetus, you think?
Why? A bunch of reasons. I don't know.
What's the main one? What do you think the main one would be, Autumn?
Their stock rose. Oops, sorry.
Of course, their stock rose. That's how they're most valuable. Well, why did people invest in them? Why do you think, Dylan?
I think Microsoft Azure, their AI thing is really
Open AI,
yeah.
Right? Open AI. Have anyone ever heard of Chat GPT? Nathan, have you ever heard of Chat GPT?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
I mean,
right?
That's been out for a while though.
I know. And who invested over 50% in OpenAI that developed Chat GPT?
Yeah. So it's paying off.
Real big. And that's what they're thinking the future is. And guess what? All of Microsoft's products now are going to be what they call co-pilot. So many times, even when you think about it, that I was thinking about, other people were saying, oh, I know everybody has had some experience with Excel, Word, PowerPoint. And guess what? What's Copilot for those is doing what? It's basically incorporating AI, so I don't have to know all the formulas and I can have it start doing it. Same thing with Zoom. So this is kind of interesting. Just this article, Microsoft tops Apple to become most, the shift is indicative of what? Look at this, Nathan. The shift is indicative of the importance of new artificial intelligence technology to Silicon Valley and Wall Street investors. And when you think about 5 years ago, you thought Microsoft was like an old company. You remember Microsoft phone? Whoever had a Microsoft phone, right? Whoever had even Windows is rare to get, right? What kind of phone do you have, Nathan?
Yeah, and the Apple.
Apple, right? And do you have a laptop?
Yeah, Apple too.
Apple, right? So you thought, hey, Microsoft, and all of a sudden, some guy in Microsoft was really brilliant, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, was really brilliant to say, hey, let's invest in this company, and let's even put 50% or even more, and let's grab that. So this is kind of interesting that I want you to kind of look at it and then kind of take an article that's of interest to you and read it, and then we'll comment on it, Nathan. Next, every time I'll ask the class, what have you read recently, that can do it? Also, think about the Wall Street Journal. What's your major, Nathan?
Management and finance.
Management and finance. So Wall Street Journal, of course, we want to be able to do it. And one in the section of Wall Street Journal that really is very much finance, right? If I go into tech, look what the first topic under tech is, Nathan. AI, right? That's basically biotech, cybersecurity, and personal. So if I go even into tech, right, and look at tech, right, technology. Look at this. Isn't this interesting? In this case, if I can think about it, do you see it? It's really interesting. Then if I look at it, Liat, look at this. Samsung Galaxy, which basically is a competitor of iPhone, right, goes heavy industry, next big hope, generative AI. The features have long-term promise through experts question the immediate pull on consumer. And then you can kind of swift through this. That you remember they had problems. Apple had a problem with their watch, but look at this. If I look at this, Helena, have you ever heard of Davos?
I have not heard of that.
Okay, anybody? Liat, have you ever heard of Davos? What's happening in Davos? If I ask a question, what's good is you can even ask ChatGPT or Google it, right? Helena, what's beautiful? You know how they say, don't Google it, don't ask ChatGPT, on other issues. Helena, in this class, I want you to ask ChatGPT. I want you to get help from that. We are dealing with it. So go Google Davos, and basing at the session at the annual World Economic Forum. There, in this case, Helena, every year, there's a world, all leaders from all over the world meet in Davos. They come in their jets and talk about climate change or something, their private jets. And the CEO, who's Altman? In this case, Gus, who's Altman? Have you ever heard of Altman?
Don't think I have, no.
Okay, so Altman is basically, he's the CEO of something called OpenAI. Have you ever heard of OpenAI? OpenAI are basically, they're the company for ChatGPT. Helena, have you ever heard of ChatGPT?
Yes, I have.
Of course. So Altman is the CEO, and who is Nadella? In this case, Ike, have you ever heard of Nadella, this name?
Is he the CEO of Microsoft?
He's the CEO of Microsoft. And guess what? Both of these guys, and he is now just tickled pink, Nadella, isn't he? He's tickled pink, right? That he can meet, and they can talk about, this would be an interesting article to read. Altman and Nadella talk AI at Davos. And they're aligned in many topics, but not at all. So basically running into Nadella, who's the CEO of Microsoft, saying the generative AI here creates a magical moment. Altman shares enthusiasm while also people will go on with their lives. So there's issues with all this AI. First of all, are we going to, any of us going to have jobs, right? And second of all, how, you know, trust issues, all of the things here. So basically, this is what I like about it. So in this case, those of your finance majors can get a clue on what's finance, but I like the idea of the tech here to look at all these tech here on what's happening with AI. So if I go down here, you know, I can see the news here, but the related topics, notice here what it's one of the related topics is right here. Is this where I like to focus in? This is the key where the class is going to be going, where we're basically new visions of what we're doing. Open AI bans use of AI tools for campaigning, voter suppression. Who knows what's going to happen in the next voting, right? All those fakes, right? We can fake people. We won't even need me anymore, right? Just have a avatar, right? AI has a trust problem. What does it mean it has a trust problem? People don't trust it. They don't, what are they going to do with my data? AI helps US intelligence track hackers targeting critical infrastructure. Basically, now AI is helping the US track hackers, and the hackers are using AI to hack. So it's like a cat and a mouse. And FINRA, and in this case, if I look at FINRA, Katie, what's your major?
Finance.
Finance. So we got to figure out what's FINRA. Have you ever heard of what's FINRA? So we'll look it up in this case. But FINRA is a regulatory agency that calls AI emerging risk and annual regulatory report. So basically that financial industry regulatory authority, the financial industry regulatory authority, right, for the United States has seen then take major companies are cautious about this AI because they don't know really what's behind it. There's an emerging risk. So even as finance major, Katie, you got to figure out everybody's really going to be in fintech wanting AI to what? Do predictions for us, basically trade for us, do a lot of compliance for us. And the idea is, hey, wait a minute. People are saying this is so new. There's something called risk and compliance. So you can look at those as well. Everybody get an idea that I don't want us to be narrow, Katie, and I want us to be able to say, hey, we can think about what's happening in the world rather than just memorizing, you know, or facts. So we can kind of, Amazon is going, Amazon, anybody have Alexa? Katie, you have Alexa? Anything? Amazon?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Do you think, and do you think Alexa's smart?
Yeah.
I think she's dumb. You know, when you ask her, she can kind of find a song for me, but when I ask her a number of different things, she's not intelligent enough. So Amazon has been behind Microsoft and has been behind Google. So Amazon now is going super aggressive on generative AI. I imagine, Katie, that Alexa is going to be a lot smarter and it's going to be scary, right? Because then they're going to sell me more, right? They're going to keep on selling, right? Already they're taking over. So this is interesting. This is what I was hoping to see here is Amazon's going now. The security chief said Amazon Cyber uses to increase productivity. So basically, they're talking about this. I think generative AI has the potential to become indispensable tools in the hands of security engineers. And my point is, I think security hackers are also going to get involved with this. So we got to kind of figure out what's happening. So in that case, that's when I say what's due. So this is why I want you to get the New York Times. Also, if you look at it, Alex, have you ever used, besides being a user of Zoom, have you ever used Zoom to create your own Zoom meeting? Alex Scott.
No.
Okay, so what I want you to do for next time too is go to this link, a professional version of Zoom. And you'll see that you have access to the professional versions of Zoom. These are my meetings that I host. And what you'll look at is you'll look at your settings and make sure that you're updated on all versions of Zoom. You can have Zoom that you can record to can store, and you'll, Alex, in this class, be hosting your own Zoom meetings, and you'll be using the professional version. So that's that part of the professional. These are Zoom breakouts. You don't have to worry about that. The next thing is each week, everybody understand? Each week you will have quizzes in this class. You will have quizzes with Wiley Plus. That's why you need to buy the Wiley Plus, and go ahead and try this now. Alex, is click on Wiley Plus on your computer. Both my Alex Wasserman too. So if I click on Wiley's Plus, I have a different version of what you're seeing. Do you see chapter 1, introduction, Alex? When you click it, what do you get?
All like the different like subtitles, like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3.
Okay.
And like the assignments are at the bottom.
Okay. So if you type, let's do this, Alex. Why don't you know how to share your screen?
Yeah.
If I stop sharing, you share your screen. Because I have a different view from you. Okay, this is then Alex's screen. And then if you click on why should I study, these are the 1.1, why should I study information systems? If you click on that, it will ask you, anywhere you click, you create a Wiley Plus account there. You see that, Alex? So for next week, you need, by Monday, go ahead and create a Wiley account. And then, Alex, do me a favor, go all the way to the bottom there. And you see here where it says chapter 1, adaptive assignment. After you go through all of that, then you do the chapter 1 adaptive assignment. Is that clear? You want to summarize what I just said, Alex?
Create your account and then go down and
how do you create it? Just by going to Wiley Plus, going into chapter 1 and just click on any link.
Yeah, and then you want to do the adaptive assignment.
And then do adaptive assignment. Okay, so stop sharing. And then I'll share my screen. You see how we're working together? This is a team effort. I can't do this alone. Also makes it more interesting, right? But it's also, you can do it. You guys, while I'm even talking, you can already sign up. You can even do the 14-day, or those of you that are not sure, but at least do the 14-day. So I'm going to share. I'll show you my end. I am the instructor, so I have a different view than you do. But in this case, if I clicked on one of those, why should I study? Then you get what comes up. Let's see if something does come up. Is you get the book, why should I study information systems? And you can go through all of this, right? And you can study on your own here. I'll lecture to you on things that I think are important. I am going on the premise, Alex Wasserman, that you all can read. I don't want to spend time going over things that are simple for you to understand. What I want to go through are things that I think possibly are difficult, or after you read it, Alex, in the class, you can say, I wasn't sure about this. Can you expand on it? But I don't need to see this, but you can see here, this is the text on it, talking about hardware, databases, software, networks. Some of you, this is a review, others of you are not. What is business intelligence? You can see it almost looks like the departments in the School of Business, what information systems is, accounting, finance, production, marketing, human resources, just like we talked about before. It goes through, and then you can read through this. And then what I want, you'll have flashcards. We'll talk about that later. You can decide reading through this. There's video too. You can decide. That's up to you. You want to watch. People learn in different ways, Alex, right? They learn in different ways. You want to watch the video, be my guest. You don't want to watch the video, that's fine too, but it's available to you. You have flashcards. These are useful for study for part of the exam. And then you always, for every week, you're going to have the adaptive assignment. When you go to the adaptive assignment, I get a different view than you have. Notice I am what? The instructor, a different role than you are. So when I go open assignment, when you're going to do adaptive assignment, you're going to be taking quiz, like a quiz. When I'm doing it, I already see some students have, 2 students have completed it and 5 students have not started. So it means that 7 students have already signed up. I can also go in the class project. You can see here on, this is called the dashboard. It's for who? It's for the role of the instructor, a dashboard in this case, and then student, just so you can see what it is already here. I have a list of students. So I know already that Daniel has already completed it. Isn't that great? So extra credit to Daniel that he's done it and already. Leisha, is it Leisha or Lisha?
It's Lisha.
Lisha, good. I got it first. So Lisha basically completed as well. It's no big deal, right? So you know you've done that part. Okay? And I'm giving you the idea that you get it. In this case, you get, this way you get it, that's done for every week. So they at least got that part out of the way. Others you can get it done by, probably even by Monday. I gave a little bit longer time because people are dropping and adding that we can do it. Okay, so we know in this case that we have it where it is. That's Wiley Plus. The other part that you have is called assignments and quizzes. Under assignments and quizzes, right now you have nothing, and I'm going to make it available. The reason why I want to make it available to you is I want to show you the back end, which you're going to be working on as well. You'll be in the role of teaching assistant later on as well, is I have quiz chapter 1. So I'm going to edit the test options, and bear with me. I have quiz chapter 1 that you'll be doing as well. I'll say show the test description to the students, open the test in a new window, make available to students, yes. I'll say make an announcement, yes. And in this case, instead of 1 attempt right now, I'm going to make 2 attempts. My main portion here, in this case, Justin, is to give you a chance to just do it well. The last grade you attempt, I expect you to do it. And in this open-ended quiz, I'm not going to force completion, but I have a choice. I'm not going to set a timer. And in this case, I'm going to make it open. I'm going to make a due date. And in this case, we'll make the due date January 24th, just because people are coming in and out. We'll make it before the class begins. And in this case, we'll include it in the test center. And then I'll submit. So what you need to do, Justin, is to check to see, do you see it now on your version? Because I have a different role than you do. Do you see quiz 1? Justin, do you see quiz 1 under assignments and quizzes?
Yeah.
Okay. When's it due? Next week? How many times can you do it?
Twice.
Twice. That's it. So every week then, Justin, we'll do Wiley Plus and we'll do the assignment and the assignments under quizzes. That'll be basically, that will be computer graded, and just do it on time. The other thing under PowerPoint and document, you have the Wiley Plus that you know how to do, the Wiley Plus and Blackboard. Don't have to worry about it. And then these are the PowerPoints for the chapters. So again, Justin, depending on how people like to study, how learning, you have also PowerPoints for each chapter. You got it? Questions?
Is that the format for our exams as well? like
So
through
I'll tell you
Blackboard,
what the format for the exam is. The format, we're going to have a lot of discussions. We're going to have reading. So the format is going to be, let me stop sharing. I think I have it all. Let me just go to announcements too. Okay, new test was Dylan Melnick. Great. Is the teaching assistant. Hi, everyone. And then isn't that great? He's joining you. Okay. So let me stop sharing. So what was the question? What are exams like? Exams will be 2 parts. We'll be doing it in person in the computer lab. So we will be on the computer doing it. We will be taking it similar to the quizzes, but there'll be a longer test. It will be timed, and it will not be open book. That'll be part 1 of the exam. Part 2 will be open-ended questions that I'll review ahead of time, and I'll probably give you like 4 or 5 possible questions, and from those I'll choose 2 questions. So you'll have, in this case, Liat, you'll have then, you won't say, oh, I have no idea what those open-ended questions are. You'll have a good idea what the open-ended questions are. So you can be prepared for it if you study. So there's 2 parts. And depending on what it is, I will do proportion for each part. Okay? Questions? Nada? Anything, Dylan, that they need to know that I missed?
I got a question, like
Right.
a clarification question. Chapter 1 adaptive assignment and the quiz are both due next Wednesday, correct?
Next Wednesday, exactly.
Okay.
But what I suggest they do is just do it for Monday if you can, just get it. And why do I like to do it for Monday? In case we have issues.
Yep.
Wiley Plus uses their server. You understand, Daniel? We're using Wiley's Plus server. And what I find is Wiley's Plus server tends to be a little flaky sometimes. Also, you know what's another point, and you can even put that maybe in the chat or somewhere here, is to remind everybody that they should use Chrome and not Safari for Wiley Plus. Did you find that, Dylan? Sometimes that I found some students had issues when they used Safari, sometimes Wiley Plus wasn't working. So if Wiley Plus is not working for you on your browser, switch browsers to Google Chrome. That's the one thing. What else do I need to tell? So next week, we'll really start. We'll do some teamwork. Those of you that have time, you can play around with Zoom, professional Zoom, and see if in your professional Zoom, you can broadcast to YouTube, create a YouTube channel, and see if you can broadcast live. Sometimes you need to make some time on it. We can do that as well. And if you can stay with me, Daniel, at the end,
Okay.
and anything else, if you have additional questions, anything personal or anything about accommodations or something, I talked about it before, accommodations will be done in the lab. So we'll be in person. So does everybody understand? We'll be meeting at least twice in the lab. We may be meeting more to do some of the projects as well, but at least 2 sessions will be in the lab for exams. So I look forward to a good semester. If you have some ideas, please share it with me. You can reach out, make sure that you put your section of when you send me any email, you can send also Dylan however he wants. For me, it's just easier just to do it in email. You all have my email available. And then if you want to see me arrange something by appointment, you can also arrange by appointment. Okay? Anything else I need to do?
What was your YouTube channel?
Did you understand the question? You want to
Yeah,
repeat it?
Yes, what was the YouTube channel that you have?
Oh, my YouTube channel it is training, but you can, thank you so much. Extra credit. Let me just show you how you can get it. If you go to Blackboard, right? If I go to the Zoom meetings, well, let's do this instead. Let me stop sharing. Katie, can you share your screen?
I'm not on Blackboard right now,
Okay,
so
so
I can get
who's
on
on
it.
Black? Sophia, are you on Blackboard? So share your screen, Sophia.
Okay, 1 sec.
Excellent question. Kylie, this will be easy to do then. Easier than following me on the YouTube channel. So go to Blackboard and go under Zoom meetings, click on it. And you see there where it says cloud recordings, upcoming meetings, cloud recordings. This is the area, Kylie, under Blackboard, under the Zoom meetings, go to cloud recordings. And we haven't had any cloud recordings, but after I finish, right? After I finish, and let me just stop it, I'm going to, in this case, stop sharing. In this case, I'm going to go to YouTube, stop my recording.